Quadratic function, day 3. As you can see, I gotta teach you the quadratic function. In order to do that, I gotta teach you how to factor radicals. Radicals are the square root. So those perfect squares come in handy. You must write them in your paper. You must always have them when you have a square root. How does it work? Well, this is how you do it. 112. Start dividing it by the number there. So 112 divided by 4 first. 112 divided by 4. If it works, write it on the side. So be 4 times 28. You don't stop there. You keep trying. 112 divided by 9. If the whole number doesn't come out, you keep going. 112 divided by 16. You're going to notice that it'd be 16 times 7, 112. If you're already at 64, you know if it doesn't divide it, there's no need for you to keep going. It's too close to it. It will not divide it. So it's these two. When that happens, the bigger number that you use here, that's what you use. So in that case, was 16. So my answer will be this. 16 times 7, that goes inside the square root. But my final answer is this. Square root of 16. If you see that the number appears on this side of my list, then the number that comes out is the one next to it. So 16 is here, so 4 will come out. Again, 16 is on my list, 4 will come out. Then you check if 7 is on my list. And you notice 7 is not there. Even though 7 is here, I want the 7 on this side. So if 7 is not here, it stays inside. Final answer, that is my answer. Same thing with this one. 50 divided by 4, it doesn't work. 50 divided by 9, it doesn't work. 50 divided by 16, it doesn't work. 50 divided by 25, it does. 25 times 2. And because 25 is on my list, watch. 25 is on my list. The number that comes out is the 5. 2. Even though the 2 is there, I need the 2 to be on this side. The 2 is not there, so the 2 stays inside. That is my answer for number 2. Let me say this. If none of them divides them, the answer stays the same. For example, square root of 15. 4 doesn't divide 15, 9 doesn't divide 15, 16 is already too much. So there's no perfect square that will divide this. So my answer stays the same. It will be square root of 15. We go with this one now. 225 divided by 4, it doesn't work. By 9, it doesn't work. By 16, it doesn't work. By 25, it does. 25 times 9. So let's go on my list. It's 25 on my list. It is. So the number that comes out, 5. I'm going to check 9. It's 9 on my list. It is. So the number that comes out is 3. 5 times 3, my final answer. 15. 1 through 15. That's the homework there. I already did 3 for you. But most important, you need this so you can start analyzing the quadratic function. Your objective is to learn how to factor with using the quadratic function formula. Sample number 1. There it is. Quadratic formula is this one. So once again, the quadratic formula is right here. First things first, I need it to be in the standard form I know. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The square comes first. The number with the letter comes next. But it's on the other side, I gotta move it this way. I gotta move it that way. It used to be negative, now it will be. Again, same thing with the number. It's on the other side, so I gotta move it this way, so b minus 20 equals 0. If you see this formula next to my thing, it means I cannot do the x. I cannot do the x. I will not be able to find the numbers in the middle. So I have to use the quadratic formula. I'm gonna tell you all these problems, you cannot use the x. If you see the formula next to it, that means you gotta use it. So this is what you need to know. Value of A. Oh, value of A is 2. Value of B, positive 8. Those signs are very important. Value of C, negative 20. Now I'm ready to use the formula. Simply replace numbers with letters. It says negative B. B is the 8 I have over there. Plus or minus, just keep them. B squared minus 4, and the A and the C, negative 20. All over 2 times the value of A. Second step, I'm gonna make it smaller. Negative A stays the same. Plus or minus from here. Watch what I'm gonna want you to do. I just want you to put these numbers inside. Just put them in the calculator. A parentheses 8 squared minus 4 parentheses 2 parentheses negative 20. Calculate and the number will go there. Just calculate and see how much you get. Once again, that's all I want you to do. Once you put it in the calculator, double check my answer. It's equal 224 divided by 2 times 2, 4. That's why I showed you about radicals. Now we gotta evaluate 224. And the list I told you to copy, it's gonna come in handy. You start dividing it by 4, divided by 9, divided by 16, by 25, and see if any of them divides it. Since this is just a video, this is why it works. 16 times 29. Well, 16's on my list, so the number that comes out is the number next to it. It will be 4. 29 is not on my list, so it stays inside. This number, I will replace it in place of 224. So plus or minus in place of 224, this is my answer. All over 4. I'm almost done. I just need 2 answers because this one's positive and negative. So the first answer will be negative 8. Use the plus first. Over 4. The other one will be just the opposite. Negative 8. Instead of plus, it's going to be negative. This is the quadratic formula when you use it. 2 steps. Replace everything in place. Analyze the radical. 2 answers. That's it. It looks more than you think. You just got to try it. I'm going to do one more example. Second example. I gotta put it in place first. The square comes first. Then the number with the letter is on the other side. I gotta move it to this side. It used to be positive, now it will be negative 19. The number is already there, so I just bring it here. Equals 0. Value of A, if you don't see a number next to it, it's usually a 1. Value of B, negative 9. Value of C, negative 6. I'm ready to place it on the formula. I need more space, so let me move this a little bit higher. Negative, be careful here. The negative is already there. B, this one also has a negative, so negative 9, plus or minus. So B, replace it with that B. Value of A, value of C, negative 6. All over 2 times the A equals 1. Same thing I did on the other one. Negative times a negative, it turns into a positive line. Plus and minus. Go ahead and put this in the calculator. Go ahead and put this in the calculator. So start with parentheses, negative 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 6. See how much you get. This is how much I got, 105. Divided by 2. So we analyze the 105. Start dividing it by 4, by 9, by 16, by 25, by 36, by 49, 64, so on and so on. See if you can find one. Eventually, you're going to find out none of them divided. And I told you, when none of them divided, the answer stays the same. So I'm going to go back. Here's the answer. You couldn't divide it by none of the perfect squares. So I'm ready to give you my 2 answers. First one, 9 plus divided by 2. My second answer, 9. Instead of the plus, it's going to be minus. This is quadratic formula. I told you we're going to look for solutions, roots, and zeros using the quadratic formula. This is me, my best, trying to help you. The rest is just try to do my work. All right, be safe.